Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to the Outer Worlds, where it seems as though we have uncovered the plot of the game last time, in which apparently the villain has revealed himself, much to his lack of knowledge, Chairman Rockwell. Apparently, one of the oldest plots in this game. The original, main problem that we dealt with on Emerald Vale, in which case everybody was dying of a plague because everybody was eating all that salt tuna. Nobody was eating vegetables because vegetables could not grow in the ground, is actually the main problem of the whole game. In which case, nutrients are not available in Halcyon. And their plan is, the reason why they're stocking up on the dimethyl sulfoxide is because their plan is to freeze the majority of the colonists until they come up with a solution to their problem. Which makes me feel as though that's the reason why the Hope was considered disappeared. Not because it actually did disappear. Not because it did float through subspace for 70 years. It probably arrived on time. But because they had realized they had a problem. Even back then. And they had been working on it and coming up with no solutions. Either way, let us go into the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale, where I'm sure we will discover only good, happy things, where only morale and ethical stuff is happening. Absolutely nothing bad at all. There's no way anything bad can happen in such a facility. All right. Nice facility. Got some guy over here for some reason. Why, hello.
Don't let the guards hear you asking questions or peeking in the back.
Okay, so try not to peek in the back. Got it. Alright, there's a restricted area over here.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out in the city. That one from downstairs is still in the cafeteria.
That scientist? The one who's been hounding the clerks? Ooh, gives me the shudders, too.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to hack this computer. Welcome to the Human Resource Patrol for the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Theodore Isaacs keeps eating my purpleberry lunches. I know that sprat-toothed little snot is the one doing it. I've seen him with cracker crumbs on his lips and purpleberry stains on his lab coat. Working next to him and seeing him pick the remains of my lunch out of his disgusting teeth just makes me want to scream. There, I did it. I screamed a little. That felt good. I'm just going to sit in the kitchen and wait for him to do it again. I'll catch him in the act and then I'll come back and write up another entry. I'm going to be so livid. Okay. I'm glad we learned that. Am I allowed back here? I don't have an ID for that area. Okay. I might need to get an ID for that area first. Before I start wandering around restricted areas.
Hey, did Tillman get transferred or something?
That's right. You weren't here when it happened. Some UDL officers took him into custody.
Oh, law, what did they take him for?
UDL's been
Hmm. Anything in here that I can... Why is everybody just standing around?
Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Not without signing a waiver.
Oh. Sure, why not? Can I get a waiver for you to sign? Hmm.
If you see any sprats loose up here, definitely don't touch them.
I'll try to hold back. And there wasn't anything on here, was there? There's some cigarettes. Some energy cells. Huh. This could be problematic.
So what if all those MSI suits made it on Monarch this whole time? I could do it, easy.
Not so fast. The Ministry of Accuracy and Morale is off limits to everyone without X-36 level clearance.
It's okay. I'm a doctor.
I don't care if you're a brain surgeon. If you don't work here, or for Chairman Rockwell himself, you're not getting in.
Worth a try. You'd be surprised how often that works.
I was gonna say, that was a good try. Good try.
X-36 clearance only beyond this point.
How's this for clearance?
I don't know how you got that, but I still don't know you, and I don't have any new clearances on the list.
You must not be up to date on the Z532 clearances.
What are you talking about? There's no such thing.
Sure there is. You just don't have the clearance to know about it.
What? There's no way. I'm cleared to know about all clearances. I mean, I've gotta be, right?
Not mine. Come to think of it, I might have to write you up just for hearing about it.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Go on through, and let's pretend this conversation never happened.
Excellent. So does this mean this is no longer a restricted area for me? Either way, I'm still gonna save my game. Excellent. Corporate recruit.
Nothing exciting ever happens around here.
I probably shouldn't be hacking the door right in front of that guard. I mean, do you want something exciting to happen? That's the thing with people who want exciting things to happen, is usually exciting things get people killed. I feel like I'm basically the embodiment of the Paragon Commander Shepard, or the doctor on the ship, who's criticizing Private Jenkins for wanting action. And then Private Jenkins actually gets action and immediately dies by the first, like, creature that runs around the corner. Alright, we're in. Not to mention, this person who wanted action, like, doesn't even realize that dissidents such as myself are just kind of... Oh, hello. This could be problematic.
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That batch failed spectacularly.
I saw a variance in the results, so I had the text from...
Problem is, apparently these people do require some degree of clearance. Now, in theory, I hope, I'll be able to find some sort of ID card. Otherwise, I'm going to have to be shooting my way out of here. Make an enemy out of the board, which I suppose is eventually going to happen. And, oh, hello. Nope. There we go. I'm going to save my game again. Alright. So I need to go over there. And for some reason, I'm taking the long way around. Or maybe this is the short way. Ah, hello.
No visitors allowed, citizen. I'm going to need to see some identification.
Let's see, Dr. Endicott can vouch for me.
Let me guess. She's still holding the catch-up packet incident over Holt's head, right?
Yep.
We've talked to her before. She can't keep letting her special friends down here.
Hey, I'm extra special.
Just get out of here. I don't want to catch you hanging around.
Fine. I'll get out of here, but in this direction.
You get tired of patrolling? Go rough somebody up.
Let's take a look at the map. Okay, looks like I need to go up the stairs, around, and over. Okay. Or can I just jump? Nope. Alright. Is this the... Yep. The dimethyl sulfoxide. And they've looks like they've already started putting people in stasis. Or are those people that have been experimented on? The addition of dimethyl sulfoxide to the current round of tests has resulted in some improvements. Subjects are showing improved circulation and increased neural activity. However, our formula is still missing something. We are still unable to fully revive subjects from long-term hibernation, and removing their supply of dimethyl sulfoxide results in their rather excruciating death. The problem is compounded when we consider reviving and freezing subjects multiple times over their lives. To make matters worse, we've had a hard time securing additional dimethyl sulfoxide. We may have to make do with this batch. Sudden withdrawal from a dimethyl is highly lethal and result in the cancellation of all in-progress experiments. Experimental integrity and test subject vitality can be maintained by leaving... Ooh. To repeatedly revive... So I can take all of the dimethyl sulfoxide, but everybody in those tanks will die. I can take some of the dimethyl sulfoxide, but I might not have enough to revive the people on the Hope. Huh. Alright, everything I seem to look on online says to take it all. So we will take it all. And now, looks like we gotta get out of here. What is an easy way? Looks like it's just back the way we came. Unless, what does that... Yeah, sorry folks. My bad. I suppose that, oh, okay. I suppose I had immediate, ramifications for my decisions. What kind of rationalization could I make for that? I could try rationalizing the idea that the board would just screw it up. They've had a history of... They have a whole bunch of people just trapped in cryostasis. Their experiments are just going to lead to them freezing the majority of the colonists, leaving only the wealthy and well-to-do alive. Let's hope this decision actually turned out well. In the meantime, I suppose let us go back to Phineas and find out what's next. Would you say that stealing all the dimethyl sulfoxide was a
are causing a disturbance on the ship?
Cold move?
I definitely won that round.
You always seem to, huh?
That's because I'm usually right.
Next time I work the scorecard.
Were they doing target practice? I don't know.
If you don't mind you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports.
Ada, you just interrupted yourself.
Have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career.
It got your attention, at least.
I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for dissidents. I'm actually a little impressed. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky.
You almost sound like you approve.
Not always. For the longest time, I could never be sure if you were on our side or against us. You should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. Yet here you are, flying about in a stolen ship, leaving a trail of paperwork in your wake. The board doesn't know what to make of you. But I do. I've seen your potential. There's so much we can do for this colony.
Actually, I should be off the Hope, unfrozen, like the rest of the people on the Hope. How do you know I'm from the Hope?
We raised security on the Hope after Wells broke in. As for discovering the identity of the missing colonist, all we had to do was scan the passenger manifest.
I'm sure you didn't bring me all this way just to flatter me.
You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate.
I'm listening.
Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us.
Say no more. Wanted for what exactly?
He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal.
The answer is no. We're done here, Ada.
You are making a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akande's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Let's get out of here. Yeah. I have no problem being an enemy to the board. They clearly do not have the colony's interests at heart, and
top secret orbital lab.
any claim otherwise is false. I mean, if they did, I suppose Chairman Rockwell might actually consider the message, like, consider any form of transparency, but he cares more about the image that he's projecting more than the transparent message. All he cares about is how good the board looks. Even though the Halcyon is a unmitigated disaster. His video saying that he's going to freeze everybody in the colony, except for the well-to-do, basically starts off with, hey, the colony is doing great. It was a huge success, except you're starving to death. Except we're going to be living challenged.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me.
I found your chemicals in the ministry. The board was testing them on human subjects.
Human test subjects? Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
I had to let the test subjects die, but I brought back all the chemicals they had.
Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives.
Yeah, me too.
People, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish?
Something about repeatedly reviving humans from extended hibernation.
What nonsense. People aren't just slabs of meat the board can freeze and thaw at their convenience. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly zero progress.
The colony's on the verge of collapse. The board's been trying to cover it up.
I know. I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to do a thing about it. They've been driving our colony to the brink of destruction for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die.
It gets worse. The chairman's planning on freezing every worker in Halcyon.
Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself?
Yes.
I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us?
Yes.
That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause.
Oh. And then what if they actually just leave the colony?
For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all, toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
See, the colony's blessed. I'll be glad to put it behind me. We need to think about this. There has to be something we can do.
Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
There's a way. It's not exactly safe, but we could skip the Hope into the system.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius!
I am. Thank you.
We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab.
The Hope's probably damaged. We'll have to route power from the unreliable.
Yes, exactly. use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic.
I actually don't really know anything about skipping in the context of this game, so...
Can handle the rest.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful? You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately.
I'll do it.
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems.
Sure, why not?
The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers. Scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance...
The board is now off-put with us. Great. Alright, I'll be back.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering.
Alright, so we're going to actually put that quest on hold for a bit. Let us travel from here to the Groundbreaker, why not?
Captain, I'm receiving an urgent docking request from another vessel.
Greetings from the Halcyon Parcel Service. Delivery is guaranteed within standard margins of certainty. I've got a special delivery for Alex Hawthorne of the Unreliable. With your permission, I'll see it transferred to your ship.
What is it?
It's a parcel, ma'am.
Oh, well, when you put it that way. Are you sure it's not a package?
This is the Halcyon Parcel Service. We don't deal in packages.
What if I don't want it?
I am contractually obligated to deliver my cargo to the captain of the Unreliable under pain of fines, imprisonment, and censure by my superiors.
Okay, fine.
That's the spirit. In just a few short minutes, you'll be singing the same praises about our property damage rates. Lowest in the parcel delivery business. Stand by, Captain Hawthorne. An HPS certified distribution technician has deposited the parcel into your cargo hold in accordance with hazardous waste disposal procedures.
They did what?
They dispensed 3 complimentary spritzes of Anti-Cleo's Citrus Squirt Air Freshener. That's the HPS touch for you, Captain Hawthorne. On behalf of HPS, I'd like to remind you that HPS is not responsible for any damage, defacement, or unseemliness to your parcel. Thank you for your patience, and please remember HPS for all of your future parcel-related needs.
Sure thing. So, as you can see from the quest title, which I've already forgotten, The Ones Who Walk Away from Gorgon, I have downloaded the DLC. Largely because with the DLC in this game, once you finish the game, that's it. There's no going around and playing through the DLC separately that way. So my good decision is to finish the DLC and then move on to the Hope. Now, one of these DLC packages, the Murder of Something Something, is not out yet. It has not been released yet, which means that once I finish the Peril and Gorgon, this game is going to have to be put on hold until then. But I'd rather play through the game from beginning to end rather than play it from beginning to end and then jump back a little. Just to do the DLC. Why did somebody send Hawthorne a hand and what looks like a camera?
Hawthorne, I'm getting this. Something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something.
You get an achievement for just
now this job's an
downloading the
inside
expansion.
There's a whole research compound left of the Sprats. I think I'm close to figuring out why. But something dangerous is closer to me. Got the job through one Minnie Ambrose. Top runger who just came into some money, was offering a hefty bid card for qualified help. Trust me, her money's good. Talk to Minnie. Take the job. If I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
Well, that fellow certainly seemed trustworthy.
Oh, yeah.
I've gotten jobs from some unusual sources, but this is a first. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Captain.
a sever hand
I don't mean
attached
sound
to
grim, Captain, but
an audio
there's gotta be
log.
a better way to ask someone to do you a favor.
I just want to say, we gotta take this job. This is the closest I ever been to starring in a serial drama. Only thing we're missing is a couple cameras and a soundtrack.
At least this won't be boring.
Ada, what the hell is going on?
Lucky Montoya owed Captain Hawthorne a considerable debt. I believe this is what humans refer to as payback. Captain, the message contains landing coordinates for a small asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. It was recently registered to a Wilhelmina Ambrose.
Who was this guy, Ada?
He was an old friend of Alex Hawthorne's. Lucky Montoya had a statistically significant tendency to encounter situations of extreme danger.
He liked to show off his battle scars. I get the feeling he won't be flashing this one around.
He was also the 4th best paid freelancer in the system.
Who is the top 3? Only the 4th?
There are several hundred freelancers operating in Halcyon. Considering the numbers, Mr. Montoya ranked among the top percentile. This had less correlation with his measured aptitudes, which rank at or below average, than with a pattern of fortunate circumstances.
Thusly, Lucky Montoya. You mean luck.
Luck does not exist, Captain. Nevertheless, I am programmed to agree with your assessment. I have transferred the coordinates for Ambrose Manor to your navigation terminal. We can travel there when you are ready.
So, sneak onto a lost colony ship and skip it across
Hawthorne,
the system.
if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got me.
Alright. Let us go to this asteroid. Although now the dramatic music has decided it needs to keep going. Because it realizes drama is still unfolding. Gorgon, there you are. Now unlocked.
Stay safe out there.
Welcome to Ambrose Manor. We were not expecting company. Please follow. Do not stray from the path.
I will try hard not to stray.
Fun.
Also, at the very least, this looks pretty awesome.
Oh no, we should check to see he's all right.
I suppose Parvati would be the one to, Oh no, he's dead. Oh well. But yeah, it definitely looks really cool. I'm not going to deny that.
Big empty windows. Feels like the building's watching me. Oh, Law, I'm getting goosebumps.
Is this a space
At the very
haunted
least,
house?
There ought to be something worth stealing in there.
I'd be okay if there's a space haunted house in this game. It's like a regular haunted house, but in space.
Okay, maybe not.
It's so empty. Oh, Captain, something here don't feel right.
It's probably because it's haunted by ghosts.
So, sneak onto a lost colony ship and skip it across the system. What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing. I'm glad that you mentioned it again.
Huh? Apparently not. Join me for a drink, Miss whoever you are. So who the devil are you?
Malice, Captain of the Unreliable.
You don't say. Well, make yourself at home, Captain. I'm sure we have much to discuss. Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright, my burden, and the bane of my existence. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in raising a glass.
Iceberg aged whiskey. Give a solemn toast. I don't give big cheerful toasts, especially to things that I don't really know about. To Gorgon.
To Gorgon. May cosmic winds shepherd her to the nearest star. I'm Wilhelmina Ambrose, but you can keep it short and call me Minnie. Now, what brings you to my house, gorgeous? I take it you didn't come all this way for the beverages, the starry skies, or the pleasant company.
I'm here about a severed arm.
A severed arm? How positively ghoulish. You know this is a private residence, not a curio shop.
Oh, I already have the severed arm. You don't have to... this arm came with a portable phonograph that mentioned you by name.
Really? Huh. Now this severed limb, did it have dark hair? Rugged knuckles? Chewed fingernails? A gunslinger's calluses?
Sounds about right.
Aha! Mystery solved. I can only think of one man daring enough to jettison his extremities on my behalf. Lucky Montoya is my personal freelancer. Fascinating man. Very brooding and theatrical. Always staring into space and twirling a bullet over his knuckles. He's definitely not doing that anymore.
He's got another set of knuckles.
Oh dear. I suppose that makes him my former freelancer now?
Sorry about your loss?
Thank you. But the people in my orbit come and go all the time. Occupational hazard. What a time for his luck to run out. We were in the middle of something grand, and I really can't afford another setback.
Let's see, what were you two doing?
Settling an old score. How would you like to be my new freelancer? There's been a recent vacancy, and I think you're well suited to the job.
Remember, play hard to get. That's negotiation.
You offer work to everyone who breaks into your home? Must be some kind of Byzantine tradition I ain't know about.
I'm looking for someone rough around the edges. A gorgeous, dashing scoundrel type. Incidentally, someone good with their hands.
Wow, I happen to be all of those things. Are you seriously offering me the dead guy's job? How likely am I to wind up like your old freelancer? Gorgeous?
I like my employees well-groomed. Appearances are everything in high society.
How likely am I gonna wind up like your old freelancer?
The man lost an arm. What are the odds of that happening twice?
Never tell me the
Gorgon
odds.
is a treacherous place, and my own family's involvement with it has been fraught. Allow me to lay out the facts, and you can decide for yourself if you want to be my chief investigator. My mother, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, worked for Spacer's Choice at the Gorgon Research Facility. She was brilliant, the top scientist in her field, until tragedy struck.
I'm not surprised. Spacer's Choice is one big accident awaiting to happen.
I wish I could say otherwise. One day, Spacer's Choice shut down all research and evacuated Gorgon. Everyone had to scramble or risk getting left behind. It was chaos. Employees fled for their lives. Mother never made it home. I'm told she wasn't the only casualty that fateful day.
It must have been real hard on you, losing your mother all of a sudden like that. I'm sorry to hear it, ma'am.
Thank you. Ambrose ladies are supposed to be resilient to the unexpected, but this was especially hard on me. Mother's name has since been dragged through the mud. Spacer's Choice blames her for the collapse of Project Gorgon, and I just know they're lying.
Sounds like she was the corporation's patsy.
My thoughts exactly. Mother would not have allowed Project Gorgon to fail. Something happened on that asteroid, and my family took the fall for it.
What did you send Lucky to find? Tell me about your mother. What do you think happened on Gorgon, and where do we get started? What do you think happened on Gorgon?
I don't know, and Spacer's Choice won't say. They don't discuss anything that tarnishes their brand.
I would expect that.
Gorgon has a dark history. The project fell apart. Personnel were shuffled across the system. With Mother gone, now I'm all that's left.
Where's your father in all this?
Father lost more than his job on Gorgon. I'll say no more than that. The asteroid may look like a glittering jewel, but I assure you the resemblance ends there. Gorgon is poisonous to the core. One might even say cursed.
Tell me about your mother.
I admired Mother, but we weren't close. She disapproved of everything about me, really. I couldn't measure up to her example. She didn't make time for us. I remember thinking that she never wanted a child, and never forgave me for being one, naive and irresponsible as I was.
What did she want, a fully grown lab assistant?
I don't know what would have made Mother happy. After a while, I stopped trying to find out.
Did you two ever get along?
We got close once. When I was a child, I enjoyed looking over Mother's shoulder, playing backseat chemist while she peered into a microscope. One day, she told me to leave before I broke something. Then, I got mad and broke something. Typical night in the Ambrose house.
So basically, prophecy fulfilling itself. Got it.
My dad was real dedicated to his work too, but he always let me help. Made me feel, I don't know, special. Like I had something to offer. I wish you could have had that with your mother.
Mother and Gorgon were made for each other. I had the misfortune to be stuck in the middle. I need your help, Captain. Project Gorgon killed Mother and disgraced the Ambrose name, and no one has been held accountable. Spacer's Choice buried the past like a dirty secret.
Are you interested in justice, revenge, or both?
Neither. It's vindication I want. Whatever happened on Gorgon wasn't Mother's fault. I simply need the evidence to prove it. We're going to drag the truth, kicking and screaming, into the light. Even if it means bringing ruin and humiliation to Spacer's Choice.
I'm okay with that.
All the evidence I need should be in Mother's journal. You can find it in her office on Gorgon, in the heart of the old research facility.
I imagine it's not going to be that simple. Alright, if it helps you get some closure, I'll find the journal.
You do all that for me? I was hoping you'd take the job, but I didn't expect you to care.
You shouldn't have to suffer for the actions of Spacer's Choice.
I believe you're the first person to ever side with me against the corporation. It's a refreshing change.
Why would anybody side with the corporation whose own slogan says that their products are crap? What can I expect to face on Gorgon?
I've never understood why, but Gorgon is teeming with marauders. They almost seem drawn to sorrow and misfortune.
Okay.
Then there's the test subjects.
Oh, great.
Those who survived anyway. Ravenous creatures left behind like so much salvage.
What did you tell Lucky about this job?
I told him everything I've told you. Just the facts. Maybe a couple of harmless embellishments. Why?
Just making sure I have what I need.
Still, you're smart to ask. Lucky spent most of our time together spinning a pistol around his index finger. Not sure he listened to any of my advice.
That sounds like Lucky, all right. The man loved to show off.
He had an aura of rugged individualism that was quite charming. Not that it helped him in the end. But you won't let me down, will you, Captain?
I'll be careful.
There's a little saloon near Gorgon's landing pad, the Sprat Shack. Lucky was renting a room, so if you want to follow his trail, that would be the place to start.
I think I've heard of that place. Cheap whiskey, rough crowd. You'll love it.
Oh, you think maybe they got a little mascot? Like a sprat in a tiny hat?
If they don't,
Just so we
they better.
understand each other,
They better change that
I'm
mascot.
willing to squander the family fortune if you get me what I want. Between your payment and any salvage you happen across, you'll walk away from this rich enough to buy a mansion of your own. How does that sound?
What's the catch? There's always a catch.
The catch? No one's ever done this before, and the only person who tried is a corpse. Believe me, that's enough. Here's your nav key, Captain. Safe travels.
I'll be in touch.
A word of advice before you go, Captain. Trust no one.
Including
Mother's
you?
office is in the heart of the Gorgon facility. You're free to salvage anything that isn't nailed down. I only want what's mine.
Mysterious heiress, unexpected gainful employment. It's like something out of a detective serial.
It's not theft if she's giving us permission. So, sneak onto a lost colony ship and skip it across the system. What could go wrong?
Nothing. I told you this already, Ellie. Have faith. In the meantime, though, I think this is where we're going to be stopping for the night. Got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.